Hi guys, my name is Liberty. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I was supposed to do a video. There's a video I had been planning on doing because obviously with my YouTube channel I have content pre-arranged already for each week. But the world is so gloomy and I'm like, I can't put out a video today because there's just a whole lot of things happening and I really want to throw my thoughts on some of them. And as a black woman, this affects us all, obviously. And it's obviously about racism, the murder of George Floyd, and the whole thing, like happening right now in the US, practically in the whole world. Racism has been there for, for decades, if not centuries. It's just been something that it's not something to be proud of. It's something if I can do anything to stop, I would, because as a black woman, it stops you from a lot of opportunities or a lot of things that are supposed to be your right, but you get like a racial profile. I think that at a point in time, if you're a black woman who's lived or visited any white people's country, you would probably notice like the way that you're treated quite differently from like others. And this is what I want to talk about, the whole thing happening. Yes, Black Lives Matter, and people saying all lives matter. If Black lives don't matter, then that means all lives don't matter. No one is saying that Black lives, all lives doesn't matter, but the fact that there is in 2020 there's racism of this magnitude, like someone being killed in broad daylight just because of the color of their skin, it is so disappointing. It is so, I sometimes I wonder like what kind of generation will our children be born into. And racism has always been there. It's always been there, and like I said in the beginning, if you're a black woman or a black person or a person of color and you live in certain areas, part of the world, you definitely must have come across it, definitely. But what I want to talk about here is some things had happened over the past couple of days, which I'll explain to you guys. So the past couple of days, there's been obviously a lot of posts about Black Lives Matter, a lot of posts about support black owned businesses, and someone brought up this thread of, okay, while we're at Black Lives Matter, let's also support black owned businesses, which is really important for us to support black owned businesses. And yesterday I woke up and I saw a video. I follow Jackie Aina and I see a lot of things, like she's always advocating for us black people, and that is so brilliant. Like she's using her platform in such an amazing way. But I saw a video from the founder of Aroma Beauty saying something like, dear brands, you've come out, obviously a lot of brands, beauty brands, makeup brands, every single brand has come out to show their support and say they are definitely not in support of racism, and they are really strongly behind black people and they give their support, and Black Lives Matter. And influencers are coming out saying things like the words are cheap, and it is true, words are cheap. And obviously some brands come out to show their support and every other person rallies behind them. Some come out to show their support, put out a post, and people are coming out saying things like, oh no, you guys are racist, you did this and this and this just because the person was a black person. And what I'm, like they just point out things. So it's basically this whole George Floyd would go down in history as one of the moments that shook the world. It's never going to be forgotten. But also the whole Black Lives Matter thing has opened up a can of worms, and I just feel like there are a lot of things happening, and I'll come to that. So the founder of Aroma Beauty, or is it the owner of Aroma Beauty, came out, and I saw a video where she said, dear brands, show us that you truly, when you say Black Lives Matter, let us know that you have black people as your staff, not just as staff, but that they have significant roles in your company. And she put out that video and say, I think she put out something like pull up, show up, or I think something like pull up or shut up. I can't really, I can't get the phrase, but I did see the video, I did see the post, and it got me thinking. There's a lot of things that has been on my mind ever since this whole thing happening. It is painful enough that you walk into a store as a black woman and you get racial profiled. It is painful enough that because of the color of your skin, the moment something bad happens, the first person that the police, when you're like in the UK or abroad, it's painful enough that the first person that they go after is you as a black person. It's so appalling. It's painful, you know, it's really, really painful. And the fact that Uma Beauty is coming out to say this, and I saw some of her comments where she said things like a black person cannot access certain loans or is only entitled to, I don't know, I'm not accurate on this, but she said something like around $40,000 or $50,000, while a white person could get up to 2 million dollars. You can tell the difference because of the skin, the color of the skin or the race. And I cannot justify the reason why somebody will hate another person just because of the color of their skin, instead of judging them from the content of their character. And it's beyond me. And I know that there are people that, you know, I'm not even going to talk about like why people hate other people, because I don't understand it. It does not make sense to me. To me, there's only one human race. But the fact is, black people are at the receiving end. As a black woman, you have to suffer, or as a black person, you have to, where people would go and things would go so easy for you as a black person, you have to do 10 times hard work to get through that, and you might be rejected just because of the color of your skin. And all of this is painful. For RLG Cosmetics, when we exhibit abroad, it is painful enough. It is painful enough that, you know, you go for exhibitions and there are people that are so supporting. But it's painful enough that the color of your skin, you can tell the difference. The fact that people are just going to pass and go, oh, and things like that. You'll stand. But I don't let that stop me. You don't let that stop you. But the most painful part of this, which is the reason why I'm doing this video, is the fact that Nigerians worship white people. I cannot understand that fact. I cannot understand why Nigerians worship white people. Or will I say most Nigerians? I'm not going to generalize because it's not fair to generalize, but most Nigerians worship white people, and I am saying this from experience. You working with a white person, the white person gets a better treatment than you do. And this is in your home country, in Nigeria. It's not just a Caucasian, it's a Chinese, it's a Lebanese, and they get better treatment. And I can't wrap my head around why this is this way. And it pisses me off. Like, it boils my blood. It boils my blood that we're this way. It boils my blood that Nigerians behave this way. I cannot fathom it in my head. And people say, I am sorry to say this, but people say things like, white people do this. Certain white people treat us the way they treat us because they know that we worship them as Nigerians more than our fellow people. A white person is going to come into a place, tell you something that a Nigerian has already told you, and you would not believe that Nigerian. And I want to say that I am not oblivious, or I am not, I am not naive to the fact that, yes, as Nigerians, some Nigerians have bad reputations. Some of us, because of what we've done, because of greed, being too fast, get to a certain place, we have make people not trust us. Because of that, you do a business and I don't trust Nigerians. You see Nigerians telling a fellow Nigerian, I don't trust Nigerians. I don't trust, and they say it. When I travel and I hear things like that, it just makes me cringe. What pains me the most, what breaks my heart the most is the fact that we don't support each other. We don't support each other. And I'm going to scream this on the top of my voice. We don't support each other. And the excuse that people will give you is that, Nigerians don't make better things. That was before. For the past 4 to 5 years, there's been remarkable brands born here in Nigeria, all from a Nigerian person. Remarkable brands with integrity, reputation, the people that put their hard work and sweat. And some of these products might be even better than the international ones, but the fact that it is a Nigerian brand, you get put down, you get demeaned. And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart that we don't support each other and we expect the white people to support us. I'm talking as a Nigerian now, not just a black person, but as a Nigerian. One thing I know is that in the US, people are super supportive of each other. They are so they support our products. But I'm talking about us as Nigerians. Why do we do this? Why do Nigerians prefer something foreign to something Nigerian? And I know, I'm not saying go and buy from every single black person or every single Nigerian person. No one is saying go and buy from every Nigerian person that comes out with a brand. Do your assignment. Make sure that they are worth your money. Make sure that whatever they sell is worth buying. Yes, if that brand has done its assignment, it is easy to know. It is easy to know that. Zeroing and saying, I don't buy Nigerian things. Let me tell you, from brand owner's point of view, the reason I'm doing this video is because I want to say something that has been happening in the beauty industry. The Nigerian beauty industry is the most toxic place ever. Very toxic. I am saying this from experience. It's ridiculous the amount of things that go on. I don't even want to go into that. Nigerian brands that do good in fashion, in beauty, in makeup. There are Nigerian brands that are trying. They are not a lot, but there are Nigerian brands that are not just trying, are doing well with their products. Like, the products are brilliant. I'm not talking about the sales or anything. I'm talking about there are Nigerian brands that the products are brilliant. A Nigerian that is in the UK or in the US will come back and you will tell them your lipstick is 3,560 or 10,000 or 5,000 or 4,000 naira, and they try it and they know it's good. And they know it's good. From experience, they can tell it's a good brand, but they will try to price it down. And my question is, how can you price it down? How can you price it down? Would you do that in the US? No. Would you do that in the US? You know this brand. We've had customers say a lot of times our products are better than tons of products that you can find in Sephora, like RLG Cosmetics products. I can say, one thing, we have integrity. We are one of those brands in Nigeria, or even one of the very, very few brands that give 100% money back guarantee. And we've never had a customer call back to say, I want my money back, because the products are brilliant. But you get someone who's going to moan about a product, and it's like, where do you think this is actually made? For example, if I make it in the US or in the UK, and a UK brand also makes in the UK brand does not have to pay for shipping to another country. I'm having to pay for shipping, which is probably going to cost me $9 per kg, or £8 per kg, or £10 per kg to get to Nigeria. That is an extra on the cost. And they will go back and buy the same product in a lesser quality and buy it £20, £15. But just because it's a Nigerian brand, no, it's got to be cheaper. I just don't understand the mentality. And we are shouting, support black-owned businesses. You're not supporting your own. And no one is saying you should do a free thing. This is business. You should make money from it. But the fact that we demean ourselves, and this thing happens time and time again, and you see the white people in Nigeria just feels like they're in heaven, as if they're kings, because I don't treat them, people treat them that way. And before anybody says anything, I am more connected to a white person than a lot of people are. But this is the honest truth. We need to stop. We need to stop this mentality of anything white is better. Dude, why? Because they are white. The slave mentality. And we're shouting Black Lives Matter, and we're shouting support black-owned businesses. We don't support our own. And that is another case. The next one I want to talk about is, just like the founder of Omo Beauty said about calling out brands, I just want to say something. Before I say this, I've worked with some brilliant beauty influencers and they've been so supportive, and I want to say thank you. But some Nigerian beauty influencers, it's just not fair. It's just not fair what people do. You contact any influencer and the influencer tells you, I don't do free promotion, I can't put your product up on my platform until you pay me. That's fine. That's more than fair. You should get paid, because it's not easy for you to do a content, to spend hours editing. That is definitely understandable. But where I don't understand is when someone is giving you a ridiculous price and they know you are just a small business. And I always say this, maybe Instagram makes a lot of people think that having followers automatically automates to having money. Count from 3 years ago to 4 years ago, how many brands have closed up in Nigeria? How many brands have closed up? These brands have not closed up, not because some brands have closed up because obviously the product, some haven't closed up because their product is bad, but they've closed up because of the lack of support. Everybody is entitled. You send PR, it becomes a problem. You send PR, it becomes a problem. Whenever we launch a product, we give out 10 to 20. We used to do 10. We increased to 20 as our capacity grew, 20 to PR. There were millions or thousands, sorry. There's hundreds of influencers in Nigeria, hundreds. But you send to one person and they're so upset that you didn't send to the other person. The other person is like, why didn't you send to me? I am telling you, I am not kidding you. This person takes it so personal. So personal, like they feel so entitled, they take it so personal that they would literally, they are so angry with you that you didn't send them PR. This is how serious it is. The beauty industry in Nigeria is not, nobody talks about it because everybody is afraid. And I am afraid making this video because I am afraid that people are going to misinterpret what I am trying to say, but it doesn't matter. I just want to point it out for you guys to understand what is going on. You contact an influencer and they give you prices that you as a brand does not make in 3 months. They give you a price that you as a brand that is upcoming, a small brand does not make in 3 months. And you tell them, okay, that's fine. And I always tell people, listen, I respect your rate. I will never tell somebody you're too expensive because I know expense is relative. And you know the reason why you're giving those figures, yeah? Because you feel that you are, you could be able to deliver. I feel like if you put figures, you should put it at the back of your mind that these brands also have to survive. If we go ahead and pay 10 different influencers the money you want us to pay, and all those influencers, we don't get sales, but what's going to happen? RLG is going straight to being bankrupt. I told one of them this, and she went absolutely mad. Let's work. You tell somebody, okay, let's work once. I don't want any, let's collaborate and you don't get anything. No. But put a price that is fair. Put a price that is fair. I'm not saying there aren't brands that are ungrateful. I'm not saying there aren't brands that are very ungrateful. There are brand owners that are ungrateful. There are people that are so entitled. I understand that. But if you find the person that you know as a human being is not entitled, you're an adult. You would be able to know. And you find a brand that has integrity, you want to work with them. And how do you know a brand has integrity? From the way they treat their customers. If a brand treats their customers right, that means the integrity has been passed down from the owner of the brand. So that means you can trust this brand. But putting a certain price and saying Black Lives Matter, and what really breaks my heart is the fact that these people, listen, when everybody is happy when a big platform reposts their page. If you're an influencer and a makeup artist and a brand like Fenty Beauty, ABH sends you a PR, of course it's something they've recognized you, so it's something to be proud of. But what breaks my heart is the fact that they would do this for free for these brands. Yeah, these brands will add them to the PR. They will keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing for these brands, which is okay, I respect that. But they will expect a small brand that does not even have money to even pay some of his debt. They will expect a small brand to pay an arm and a leg. And it's ridiculous how we do this. It's so ridiculous. We are so easy. We just want to patronize anything foreign. And we would never buy any our own. How are we supposed to grow our economy? How are Black people supposed to grow? You think that the white people don't know that we do this and they leech off it? The bad ones leech off it. You think they don't know? Of course they know. They know that we do this. It is appalling. It is disgraceful that we do this. It is disgraceful for our race that us Nigerians do this. And all I can say is this whole thing has opened a can of worms. And I would say this because this is the truth of what happens. As a creator, support your own, and be honest about it as well. Have integrity. Life is not all about money. There are relationships that can actually help you so much in the future. And yes, relationships don't cook food, but you've got to be smart about certain things. You can work with somebody. There are people that I say to, okay, fine, you're saying that you can't you can't, I have to pay you certain money. I respect your rate. You put this rate because you're worth it, and I respect that. But please understand that we're a small business. And the question that I ask is, are you sure we are able to make our money back? Because if I pay you and I just make my money back, can I at least make twice my money back? Because the product I've sent as well, can I at least make twice my money back? If you're asking me to pay you 1 naira, can I make at least 2 naira when you advertise for me? And that answer is no. You do not make that money, because they use that product and they drop it. They don't continue using the product. Not because the product is not good, but people feel, I think in Nigeria, people just feel like the moment they mention you or tag you or put your post up or sort of review your product, people come and start buying. Let me just say right now, that's not what happens at all. That's not what happens. That is not true. Customers have become smart. Customers know that a lot of people are getting paid to say things. So they will not buy something that you just review once. They will wait and see if you continuously use this product, if you genuinely use this product, especially when a customer knows that you've said a product was good before and the product wasn't good after they bought it. They feel disappointed. They lose trust in you. I understand that we want to equate our level, to them Jackie Aina, the things, but we're not on the same level. It's like trying to equate to ABH. ABH has been there for years, for over 2 decades. ABH can afford to have 2,000 people on their PR. Why RLG, that 2,000 is probably the order we make for a batch of lipstick. So how is that possible? How is it possible that you want me to give PR to 100 people? How is that possible that you want me to sponsor your class of over 100 people? How am I supposed to do that? And you sponsor A, you don't sponsor B. It begins to bring enmity. People are not happy. People feel entitled. We need to stop. It's exhausting. It's so exhausting. And I wish that we would stop and support each other. I'm not saying that brands shouldn't support makeup artists. I'm not saying that brands should support influencers. All I'm saying is that, yes, there are brands that are ungrateful. Yes, there are brands that feel entitled. Yes, there are brands that just, but there are also brands that have integrity. There are also brands that know exactly what to do. Appreciate the influencers. That's all I'm trying to say. Dear Nigerian influencer, please understand that as a Nigerian brand, we are not the same as a foreign brand. Because the buying market is not even the same. Jackie Aina might post something on her platform and the brand will get a lot of sales. Yeah? That doesn't mean that if you post it on your platform, people get the brand gets a lot of sales. And let me say something as well. We Nigerians, some people are really shady. I have had an influencer say she posted something, people came to her and said they bought, and we never had any sale at all that day. So it's like, where did they get it from? So I had to tell her, go and tell them to send you a picture. And they couldn't, because they did not. You cannot 100% trust. You cannot, unless if these are followers that, you know are organic and truly love you. But some followers there was a time we hadn't even sent a product to an influencer. And a customer came to tell us, oh, I bought this product because of this influencer and all of that. I saw her use it. And we just launched the product. We haven't even sent it to anyone. So you can imagine how an influencer will think the brand is lying, when in reality, the brand is not lying. It's someone else that's trying to make them feel good. We need to do better. Support our own. When I was in the UK, I went to buy strawberries from the local market, because I went to buy strawberries from the local market. And when I went there, there's this woman who came around and she said, how are these strawberries grown in England? She asked the guy who was selling it. The guy said yes. And she said, what about the other one? Are they grown in English? He said no. She said, no, I want to support our local produce. Can we actually hear that? Can we actually hear Nigerians say, I want to support Nigerian things? Can we hear people say that? Or do we have to always, just for social validation, buy things from foreigners just because we want to belong to I don't know where? Why do we have to do that? We have all the resources we need as black people to support our own, but we don't. And when a white person that is not good sees the fact that we don't listen to our own, we don't care about our own, of course they're going to try and take advantage of it. We need to support our own. We need to support our own. Please support your own. Please. Running a brand is not easy. It's not at all. That's why you say a lot of brands start and end in Nigeria. It's not easy. There is no cashing out. If there's cashing out, people will be flying cars and aeroplane. Sometimes I go to makeup fairs and I travel by road. If I'm cashing out, do you think I'll travel by road to go to the makeup fair? No. There is nothing like you cash out. No one is cashing out anything. There's bills to pay. It's enough that you deal with the government. You deal with the stress of manufacturing, which is normal. But you come to the borders and they charge you an arm and a leg to ship in the products. We have regulations that are entirely against. It seems like it's built or has been created just to fight against small business. And aside that, you have to deal with people that are so entitled and they just want you to give them everything. And when your business ends up, no one is going to care about you when your business dies off. We need to do better. We need to do better. Black lives matter, but do we care about each other? Us black people. Support black businesses. Do you support black businesses? Do you support black businesses that you know do the right thing, have done, put in their sweat, integrity on a product, a service? Do you support black businesses, or do you just feel entitled because it's a Nigerian brand? People will tell you, why is it so expensive? Because it's a Nigerian brand. It's not made in Nigeria. It's not made. There's no manufacturing things in Nigeria. It's not made in Nigeria. Some other people manufacture in China, some people manufacture in Italy, some manufacture in the US. It's not made in Nigeria. It's expensive to manufacture good products. You want to have a quality of Gucci and you're trying to make the price that of Primark. That's not possible. That can never happen. If you can see that there is value for money, I don't think it's fair to complain about the price. We need to stop. We need to stop. We need to support our own, please. Guys, we need to do this for ourselves. And this is why you see a lot of people these days say they can't use an influencer, because it's like you use an influencer and the influencer doesn't even give you. They don't care whether your business dies. You just quote any sort of price. You quote in a price. Please quote the price and remember the country that you live in. Remember the country that you live in and understand that if you put a product up on YouTube or on your Insta story, believe me, it's not as if people are flying going to order that product. It does not work that way. Gaining a customer's trust works over time. When you use that product over and over again, then they will be able to understand it. Okay, I want to, you can work with a brand that is reasonable, a brand that has integrity, and over time you make so much money you would not realize than the just one-off you want to do. There is power in integrity. There is power in us uniting. We can do so much more if we actually come together and unite as one. Support black businesses. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.